Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel, Adventures in America. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn. Please take note that the Philippines is not yet open for foreign tourists. So if you wanted to visit the Philippines and if you are a temporary visitor, you must have a valid 9A visa and an entry exemption document, and your reason for traveling is either for business, for humanitarian, or for meritorious cases. Other than that, you cannot travel to the Philippines, and if you do, you will be barred entry. So the visa application will only affect 9A visa applicants. Now let me provide you the difference between the applicants or those who are entitled to different Philippine non-immigrant visas. Let me explain to you in detail the visa on arrival, Balikbayan visa, and the 9A visitor's visa that is being implemented starting January 1st. Visa on arrival. Please take note that the visa on arrival has been suspended. I will also discuss the Balikbayan visa, and these are only for limited number of former Filipinos and foreign nationals. Now, the visa on arrival has been currently suspended because the Philippine borders is closed. The visa on arrival is for foreign tourists, and it's valid for 30 days. And it's given at the port of entry in the Philippines. Also, this is a free visa. Please take note that the country must be included in the visa-free privilege of the Philippines. Let's talk about Balikbayan visa. This can be availed by the former Filipino traveling alone or former Filipino or Filipino traveling with native foreign spouse, or former Filipino traveling with foreign children. Also, this is given at the port of entry in the Philippines, and you must proceed to Filipino lane. In addition, the visa is valid for 1 year upon arrival in the Philippines. Now, the new online application system is the Temporary Visitor's Visa or 9A visa. This will be effective January 1st, or this has been implemented in other Philippine consulates abroad. The foreign spouse of Filipino national can avail of this, but the Filipino must be in the Philippines. Also, the foreign parent of Filipino child can avail of this 9A visa, but the child must be in Philippines. Also, foreign minor children of Filipinos must have a temporary visitor's visa or a 9A visa. Other foreign nationals are allowed, but you must have an entry exemption document. Also, if you plan to retire in the Philippines and you are a foreign national, SRRV applicants must have an entry exemption document. These are the list of countries included in the travel ban. There are now several countries included in the green lane countries. Here are the green lane countries. Please remember, if you are a transit passenger in any of these countries, you are not included in any of the green lane or yellow lane or red list protocols because you are merely a transit passenger. But the criteria is that the Philippine government will have to know where you are coming from in the last 14 days. So I'm going to focus my video today regarding the travel protocols for all eligible passengers in the yellow list countries, because there are more countries included in the yellow list. Here are the standard health protocols for all eligible passengers to the Philippines. Now, all passengers must have a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. The exceptions are children 3 years old and below unless symptomatic. The other standard health protocols are: you must have a One Health Pass registration if you are going to Manila, Clark, Davao, Lawag, Bohol, and Subic. Also, the case investigation form is dependent on the traveler type and port of entry. Pre-booked hotel for 6 days for vaccinated and 8 days for unvaccinated. Also, you can find the quarantine facility list at the One Health Pass. Use the Traze Mobile Application to generate and scan the QR code when entering or boarding or upon arrival in all Philippine airports. Also, if you are a Philippine airline passenger, you must fill out the passenger information form 24 hours before flight or PAL ECIF 5 days before departure. All other countries not included in the red list or green list will be in the yellow list. So most passengers will be following the yellow list protocols. For example, US passengers, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia, you are under the yellow list protocols. Now, for fully vaccinated eligible passengers, you will have a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. Also, upon arrival, the quarantine facility will be 5 days, and then your swab test will be on the 5th day. Home quarantine will be done up to the 14th day of your arrival. Now, if you are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or vaccination cannot be verified, you will also be required a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. Upon arrival, you shall undergo 7 days of hotel quarantine and then home quarantine up to the 14th day of arrival after release. For minor children, the testing and quarantine protocols shall follow the quarantine protocols of their parent or guardian, regardless of vaccination status and country of origin. Only accredited hotels of Department of Tourism are accepted. You will find this under the quarantine facility list if you go to the One Health Pass website. Now, let's talk about who are the only eligible passengers or those who are allowed to enter the Philippines. If Filipinos are coming from red list countries or countries included in the travel ban in the last 14 days, they will be barred entry unless they are under the exemptions. You needed to present your proof of Filipino citizenship, such as a Philippine passport. However, there are Filipinos whose passport has been lost, damaged, or expired. There is actually a relief or a remedy, so Filipinos without Philippine passport can travel to the Philippines by obtaining a travel document from Philippine Consulate abroad for emergency use. Please remember that this travel document is only allowed for applicants who cannot be issued a Philippine passport and have an emergency travel to the Philippines, such as due to medical or legal reasons or death in the family. This is only a one-time use travel document, and it's only good for 30 days from its issuance. So this is only a one-way ticket to the Philippines, and if you needed a Philippine passport, you must apply once you arrive in the Philippines. Another set of passengers are dual citizens. Dual citizens are Filipinos who have acquired a foreign citizenship and at the same time reacquired Filipino citizenship. You actually have two options. If you don't have your Philippine passport, you can present your dual citizenship documents. Another type of passengers are former Filipinos. These are Filipinos who have been naturalized in a foreign country. That means that your Filipino citizenship is renounced upon foreign naturalization. In addition, former Filipinos in possession of Philippine passport becomes void because you are no longer a Filipino. Another important information to remember is that former Filipinos can still travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan visa. If you are a former Filipino and you still have a valid Philippine passport, does that make you a dual citizen? The answer is no. Former Filipinos who are in possession of an expired or valid Philippine passport after becoming a foreign citizen does not make you a dual citizen. Please remember this. There is actually a special privilege granted to former Filipinos. Former Filipinos can travel to the Philippines through the Balikbayan Visa program, and you can avail this visa upon arrival in the Philippines. In addition, Balikbayan Visa is free and you must proceed to Filipino Lane upon arrival at the immigration. You need to ask immigration that you will be availing of Balikbayan Visa. Also, in addition, you will be granted Balikbayan Visa, which is valid for 1 year upon arrival in the Philippines. Now, former Filipinos can travel alone or with family members such as a spouse or children. Now, if a former Filipino will be traveling together with foreign spouse or foreign children, both spouse or children can avail of Balikbayan Visa and stay in Philippines visa-free for 1 year. The foreign spouse or foreign children traveling together with former Filipino must have a return or onward ticket. Also, foreign spouse or children must have a valid passport for at least 6 months and beyond. Now, here are the immigration entry requirements for former Filipinos. Your foreign passport plus your Philippine passport, old or valid, or your foreign passport and authentic birth certificate. For former Filipinos or Filipinos traveling with their foreign spouse, the foreign spouse must present their foreign passport plus authentic marriage certificate. If traveling with a foreign child, foreign passport plus authentic birth certificate. For adopted child, foreign passport plus adoption certificate. Visa-free privileges for foreign nationals married to Filipino or former Filipino traveling together under EO 408. Also, you must present an authentic marriage certificate. Also, report of marriage is not required to enter in the Philippines. In addition, proceed to Filipino Lane at immigration and tell immigration you will be availing of the Balikbayan Visa. Now, let me provide you the immigration entry requirements for traveling couples. First, you must present authentic marriage certificate. Second, passport must be valid for 6 months and beyond for non-Filipinos. And third, return or onward ticket is not required for Filipinos or former Filipinos, but check with the airline for requirements. Those who are admitted as Balikbayans are given an initial stay of 1 year. They may extend their stay for another 1, 2, or 6 months provided that they present their valid passport and filled out the visa extension form and submitted to the visa extension section in the Bureau of Immigration main office or any Bureau of Immigration offices nationwide. So one additional requirement will be asked for Balikbayans who have stayed in the Philippines after 36 months or 3 years. Effective December 24 of 2021, a Filipino and foreign spouse, which means a native foreign spouse with same-sex marriage, shall be temporarily admitted. Now, let me provide you the law or the rules for gay or lesbian couples married abroad, and one of them is either a Filipino or former Filipino. Under the Family Code of the Philippines, Article 26, all marriages solemnized outside the Philippines in accordance with the laws in force in the country where they were solemnized and valid there as such shall also be valid in the country or in the Philippines except those prohibited under Articles 35 or 36, 37, and 38. Now, let's talk about another set of eligible passengers. Foreign spouse not traveling with Filipino spouse. And I mean these are native foreign spouse, not former Filipinos. You must have a 9A visa from a Philippine consulate and your passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond. You must also have a return or onward ticket. In addition, the Filipino spouse must be in the Philippines at the time of your intended travel. Now, what are the immigration requirements for a foreign spouse? First, you must present an authentic marriage certificate. The immigration will not accept copies or fake documents. Now let's talk about native foreign parent with Filipino child in Philippines. First, you must have a valid 9A visa, and second, passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond, and third, you must have a return or onward ticket. In addition, the Filipino child must be in the Philippines at the time of your intended travel. Now, what are the entry requirements for foreign parent with Filipino child in the Philippines? First, you must have an authentic birth certificate of the child to prove filiation. Otherwise, you will not be allowed entry. Always present authentic or original documents to the immigration. The foreign nationals who are allowed to travel, but you must have a valid and existing visa. First, Special Resident Retirees Visa or holders of SRRV visa. The SRRV visa can be applied at the Philippines under the Philippine Retirement Authority. Other set of foreign nationals allowed are holders of Philippine immigrant visas, holders of a 13A, 13B, 13C, 13D, 13E, and 13G visas. Other set of foreign nationals allowed are accredited foreign government and international organization officials and their dependents. Another set of passengers are foreign airline crew members. Based on the latest Interagency Task Force, effective January 1st of 2022, here are the list of countries accepting VaxCert-PH for reciprocal acceptance of the vaccine certificate. Armenia, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, France, Georgia, Germany, India, Japan, Kazakhstan, Kuwait, New Zealand, Oman, Samoa, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Thailand, the Netherlands, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, and United States of America. For overseas Filipino workers and their spouse, parents, or children traveling with them vaccinated in the Philippines or abroad, the proof of vaccination that will be acceptable will be the digital or physical vaccination certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated without the need for the reciprocity agreement. Now, for non-overseas Filipino workers vaccinated in the country or abroad, or foreigners vaccinated in the Philippines, these are the acceptable proof of vaccination. VaxCert Digital Vaccination Certificate or Bureau of Quarantine World Health Organization issued ICV, or the National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated, which has accepted VaxCert under a reciprocal agreement. Now, for foreign nationals vaccinated abroad, World Health Organization issued ICV or National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government which has accepted VaxCert-PH. Also, please take note that the Philippine government sets the rules regarding the requirements on pre-booking a hotel for quarantine purposes. Now, in compliance with Philippine regulations, only one person is allowed per room except for the following: families from the same household traveling together, especially those with minors. Also, those health and emergency frontline services personnel are also exempted from this rule. Another set of passengers are those guests requiring a companion, such as minor children or children below 18 years of age, or persons needing assistance such as senior citizens, those who have disabilities, and those who have medical illnesses or conditions. Now, if you think you are qualified in any of these exemptions, you will be asked to sign a waiver when you quarantine in a hotel. Now, there are also other requirements when pre-booking a hotel, and this is the most important. First, the hotel must be accredited or must be in the list of hotels allowed by the Department of Tourism or by the Bureau of Quarantine, and these are the only acceptable hotels. Now, where to find the most up-to-date accredited hotels in the Philippines? You needed to go to onehealthpass.com.ph and click on quarantine facilities prior to departure. The first step is to register or fill out the One Health Pass registration a few days before travel and get the transaction number. For step 2, you must pre-book a hotel for non-overseas Filipino workers and foreign nationals. For OFWs, you will be sponsored and everything is paid for by OWA. For step 3, you must update the One Health Pass registration with electronic health declaration form checklist the day before or on the day of travel and acquire the QR code, print or screenshot your QR code. Of course, the first step is to present your One Health Pass QR code to the Bureau of Quarantine personnel for verification and apply for shortened quarantine hotel if applicable. Step 2 is to present the One Health Pass for arrival and hotel assignment. Now, step 3 is you needed to proceed to the Bureau of Immigration for arrival clearance, baggage claim, and customs inspection. Step 4 is to take the accredited transport service for all non-overseas Filipino workers and foreigners or foreign nationals. A Philippine airline passenger, here are the requirements. After registering for the One Health Pass, passengers will be provided with a QR code which will contain the payment link. So the same payment link will also be sent via the registered email address, and you must book the early testing option through the prepayment link, and passengers may opt to book only until the day of their arrival. Strictly pre-booked and prepaid passengers will be entertained. No phone bookings and on-site payment are accepted. Limited slots are available. Early swab testing option will automatically close once maximum number of booking is reached. If you are required to pay the testing fee for your flight, the testing fee in Manila via the DOH accredited partner Detoxicare is at 2,500 pesos. There is an expedited early swab test under Detoxicare Molecular Diagnostics. There are also changes regarding the isolation of COVID positive passengers if you are coming from yellow list countries. If you are found positive, you will be prescribed the isolation protocol, and upon completion of quarantine, you will be issued a quarantine certificate indicating the individual's vaccination status. You recently traveled in the Philippines. Please share your travel experience and let us know what you think of the travel restrictions. Thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.